as well. Here's where we're at right now. This is our current air quality conditions. Notice once you get into the deep purple, that's hazardous. That's what we're seeing up where the wildfires are actually occurring. Very unhealthy in that other purple color. So we're seeing this to the northeast of the metro region. Red for unhealthy in the Brainerd area, and then the smoke has not reached its way just into the metro yet. That is something we're watching. That is why there's an air quality alert for all the counties here highlighted in orange. That goes until 11 a.m. on Friday because of this wildfire smoke anticipated to make its way from north to south. So the forecast does call for the hazardous region in the Arrowhead. This purple area, very unhealthy, reaching into portions of northern western Wisconsin, and then unhealthy for everyone for counties in the red, and that does include the metro area. That forecast does continue to go until Friday at 11 a.m. Now here's your forecast for when the smoke is set to arrive. So again, it's coming from the north and coming from those wildfires up in Canada, also in the Boundary Waters. As we head into about 6-7 p.m., it's on the approach to the metro, may not make it here until about 10 p.m. That's when you might start to see some of the smoke and the haze in the atmosphere, and then this is when we anticipate the greater issues for some of that wildfire smoke, the particulates at the surface. The greater the chances off to the north of I-94 and to the northeast that you go, of course, because you're closer to those wildfires. And we do continue to watch this smoke forecast keep in play going through tomorrow. Might even get a reinforcement of this as we continue to go into Friday. I will mention one positive potential note. There is rain on radar up to the north close to Canada, and this rain chance increases as we go into Friday. So hopefully we start to see a little bit of a benefit from that, and that is another reason we might see air quality conditions improve once we head into Friday. This is one thing, the heat's another. I'll go into all those details coming up. So that's something that we'll be seeing over the next couple of hours to see if we end up having to add on another day or so because of this heat that's in place. Of course, that is why we are under a next weather alert because of the heat. But another factor is the recent forecast influx of wildfire smoke that is on the way. As we go into really, it looks like tonight and tomorrow we could be seeing impacts from that. That's the air quality issues we're talking about. Temperatures next week. What we need is a breakdown of the current weather pattern. We have high pressure and this extreme heat over the upper Midwest. Once we get that to break down, then we'll see a reprieve from the heat. We could also bring in better rain chances. Until that happens, well, we're stuck with what we have, and it doesn't look like that's going to be happening until next week. At least that's the forecast for now. And that's when we're also waiting for our next good rain chance. Here are those heat alerts that are in place. Notice across the metro area still dealing with an extreme heat warning, including western Wisconsin. It's dropped to an advisory further up to the north. One thing about the wildfire smoke, it's not good when it reaches the surface and it causes air quality issues, but it does temper the temperatures a little bit. It takes them down sometimes because we're not getting as much sun. So that is one aspect that also goes into this forecast, and you could see temps across northern Minnesota now in the 70s as opposed to the 80s for the rest of us, 90 right now in the Twin Cities. Dew points are in the 70s. We have the 60s up to the north, 70s here in the metro area. So when you put the two together, our feels like temp is 97 here in the metro, 90s further off to the south, 80s as you head further up to the north. Those are your feels like temps. Forecast high today, 10 above the average of 84. Forecast hit 94 this afternoon. 90s for locations like St. Cloud further off to the south. 80s as we look further up to the north. There is a little bit of cloud cover in place further up to the north, as well as I showed you earlier in the show, with a little bit of rain just along the Canadian border as well. Today, I would say the upper 90s, which is still the sweltering category. So do plan for that today with your feels like temps. And then tonight we're down to the 60s and the 70s for our overnight lows. So 74 in the Twin Cities with tomorrow's high in the low 90s this time. 92, looking at some highs in the 90s also. And then when you factor in that humidity level tomorrow, we're pretty much in the low 90s or mid to low 90s sweltering category as we head into tomorrow with that feels like temp. So again, air quality alert is in place through Friday morning, extreme heat warning until Thursday evening. Great, but hopefully by then the highs get back to the 80s.
All right. Thanks so much, Lisa. I appreciate it. Another check of our
You just
forecast.
put that in your living room?
Oh, there you go. Just squeeze it in a corner.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We're staying optimistic for Monday.
All right. We'll see how it shakes out. Thanks so much, Lisa. Thank you for